A 10% retirement distribution rate? Josh, you've gone crazy. That's it. You've gone way over top now. It must be because you're wearing a Toronto Blue Jays shirt and you're voting for Justin Trudeau because I moved to Canada. No, because I'm showing you what the facts are, and the facts are this actually happened. I'll show it here in just a second. Doesn't mean you should do it, but hold on a second. Let me get this plug in there. Hold on just a second, ladies and germs. Get situated because one, Pablo Escobar wanted to go outside and do what Pablo Escobar has got to do. So don't forget to paw that like button. Now, if you like the ladies, you like to fondle the like button, you can do that too. Fondle, paw, however, whatever rocks your world is cool by me. I take all comers, dude. I'm very diverse. I'm very open to your lifestyle choices. All right, so we're going to go over here to Craig Israelson's retirement portfolio analyzer spreadsheets that you can get at 7, the number 7, spell out 12, 712.com, and just contact Craig. And again, as I always say, I don't get paid from any of this, so this is on you. Don't come to me with questions. I just use what he offers because I like it. And we got a 50, 25, 25 portfolio. So 50% in the large stocks, U.S. stocks, 50%, 25% in U.S. bonds, and 25% in cash. We got 98 years of return history for these 3 categories. Oh boy, Paolo just brought his toy in. That is too cute. Oh my goodness, I gotta show this to you. Chloe just bought a new toy. It's called Lamb. Oh, dude, that is way too cute. He brought Lamb Chop in. Look at him. Oh, he's looking at Finney because Finney's looking. Finney's like, I see Lamb Chop. Yeah. Oh, he brought that in. Oh my goodness, that is too cute. Finney, leave Lamb Chop alone because Finney will destroy Lamb Chop in about 5 seconds. Oh, so cute. Yes, sir. You can keep playing Lamb Chop. I'll keep doing my video. All right, so we have 98 years from 1926 till at the end of 2023. But we're using 25-year rolling scenarios. All right, so can your retirement last for 25 years? And that's what we use. So we only have 74 unique 25 rolling samples. Now, I say all the time, these aren't statistically significant because there's so much overlap between one 25-year rolling sample and another. So this isn't statistically significant, but it is reality as to what happened. All right, so you got to separate the what happened in terms of this happened relative to is it statistically significant to extrapolate that in the future? And the answer is no, but it did happen. I hope that makes sense. So a lot of people get caught up in this. This is statistically significant as a way to project. No, it's not. But it did happen in reality. But projecting future based on something that isn't statistically significant isn't the way to do it. Now, does that mean you don't use it for these future numbers? No, you can. It's okay. But just with pure statistics, you don't say, oh, this will work because it did in the past. That doesn't make any sense. But check this out. So we got a million schmackaroonies, but we get $100,000. How dare you, Josh? But we're going to take $100,000 out. It's a 10% amount. So if we had 100,000 schmackaroonies, we'd take $10,000 out. He's playing with Lamb Chop. Dude doesn't get any cuter than a dog playing with Lamb Chop. And you can hear the squeak toy. It's way cute. All right, so what we're doing here is so I'm going to show you. Now, if the portfolio drops, if it doesn't grow in value, we're going to reduce our expenditures by 10%. All right? So if the portfolio is in the negative, any amount in the negative, we're going to reduce our amount of money that we're taking out by 10%. Hope that makes sense. If the portfolio is in the positive, we're keeping what we had the previous year. We're not increasing it at all. Everybody with that? So our average annual COLA is negative 1.91%, which essentially is kind of like a negative 2% reverse RMD thing, which is what I was working on. Because we're saying, hey, when the portfolio drops at all, 1 penny or 1 million pennies, I don't know was that $100, a million pennies? I don't know, maybe $1,000. We're going to drop by 10% our expenditures. All right, but again, we're starting at a significant amount, 100,000 schmackaroonies. What's that kid? 89.2% of the time, we had money left over. 89.2. Our average withdrawal on an annual basis was almost $78,000. The average amount we had in our portfolio was 1.2 million. We started with $1 million. Again, these are based on historical numbers. All right, 50, 25, 25, with a 7.7% rate of return and a 10.21 standard deviation. So check this out. Let's go over here to detailed analysis. Watch what happens here. So you can see, if we go down to here, hang tight, ladies and germs, right here is what we want to do. Right there. So you can see right here, the largest withdrawals right here were 100,000. We did 100,000 every single time until right there. Then we fell to 90. So this is our best scenario, because even in the best case scenario, we had some down years. Even in the best case scenario, and when we did have down years, we just had one down year. In this case, it was down one time in the what I say, the one time in that 25-year time frame. That's it. Worst case scenario, we ran out of money in year 17. The average scenario, though, is right here. We started with 90, we started with 100, went to 97, because remember, we're reducing our expenditures by 10% if the market goes down, just as in the negative at all. And then you can see it's starting about 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. So basically, that's about a 2% reduction on the average. So by the time we hit right here, we were taking $100,000. This is on average. Now we're taking $55,000. But our portfolio was still worth over $1 million over what we started with. Isn't that crazy? I think it is. In fact, on the best case scenario, at $6 million, the average was 1.2. The worst case scenario, we ran out of money in year 16. So the year 16 was the worst case scenario, and that essentially means, I'll show you, that basically means you lost money every time. 90, 81, every single year you're down. Every single, well, not right there, but basically right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times you were down, and at that stage you're done. And that happened, what, one time. That was the worst case scenario. 89% of the time, though, you still had money left over. With that just one simple trick, which is to have a 10% guardrail if the market ever goes down. Now, let's do something else, because I find that interesting. Now, again, that's based on historical numbers. I haven't done this yet, but let's change our data sets. And we're going to say that the markets actually give us less than the rate. We're going to say we're going to reduce our rate of return by, we're going to go by negative 200. I think that should give us something there. Reduction, yep. We're going to go negative, I'm going to do negative 100 there for bonds. I'm going to do negative 1. I'm going to keep it at cash right there. That looks good for cash. So now we have a 6.45% rate of return and the same standard deviation. So I'm giving us a rate of return significantly below what a 25% reduction of what the average was in large cap stocks from 1926 to 2023. I'm getting a 6.24. Or 8.24 as opposed to 10.24, excuse me, 8.24. Bonds, I'm giving us 4.03 as opposed to 6.03. So significant reduction. So instead of getting 7.7, we're getting 6.45 with that same standard deviation. And look, we still have 74% of the time we had money left over. And the average we had left over is $600,000. I mean, that's literally just a fact. And then, of course, you can say, well, what if we did 90,000 as opposed to, there's a million different ways to run this, but 90,000 bucks as opposed to that. And we, again, with significant rates of return reduction, did not work here. Let's see, 1 second. At 93.2%. It's just a guardrail, too. That's all that is. But it worked, as long as you put the guardrails in, for the vast majority of time. Obviously, no one's going to say, I'm down, I'm going to keep spending $100,000 bucks. No one's going to say that. It's just stupid. They're going to say, all right, I really need to cut back because I had 7 straight years of market declines and my money is losing and I'm still going to spend my $100,000 bucks, or in this case, 90,000, 81. Once the market starts falling like a brick in water, you got to cut back. Again, that didn't happen very often. The vast majority of time, not only did you survive, but you survived with a significant amount of money left over. All right, over your thoughts. Don't forget to paw, and we'll see you. God bless.